Hey, what's up guys? So today I have two very affordable recording monitors with me. Both come around the price point of $400. Atomos Shinobi comes around $400 and the Smallhd Focus actually comes around 425 bucks. With that said though, there are differences between the quality, the size, and the portability of both of these monitors, which I'm going to be going through in this video today. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about the price points here. The price points are very similar. So these do come around $400. However, the Atomos Shinobi is $25 cheaper, standing at $400, while the Smallhd Focus comes around 425 bucks. However, the Smallhd Focus comes with a lot of other accessories like different sorts of wires for connecting purposes, like the micro HDMI cables, etc. So you don't need to go out there and buy those for yourself. Smallhd Focus also actually comes with a mounting arm built right into it, so you don't need to go outside and buy more of that. So I think price point is almost similar, if not cheaper, and on the side of Smallhd Focus. So if you end up buying a mounting arm or any sorts of wires to connect with your camera, it does come out to be really more than 425 bucks. So I think Smallhd does give us a better price point. However, it's stated $25 more as a starting point. So next up, we're going to be reviewing the build quality of both of these monitors. We're looking at Atomos Shinobi, which does seem to be a better quality. So Atomos Shinobi looks like it has a little more robust quality. This actually looks and feels solid in my hand, and when it's mounted on a tripod or mounted on top of my camera, I can really feel the difference between this and the Smallhd Focus. Smallhd Focus just has that little bit of it just seems like a weaker plastic or something at that stance where it just doesn't feel right. I also want to state that this was one of the biggest problems that I was looking down on Smallhd Focus in the beginning, was because I've had it for about, I would say, a week, and in about a week it just was laying around on my desk, and I really don't know if it happened before coming to my place or if it happened just sitting on my computer desk, which is really weird for me, at least, because it was just sitting there and it ended up with a crack on the screen, which was really it was really weird to me that a monitor that's built with such a high caliber quality such as Smallhd, and if I'm paying about $425 for this, I shouldn't be having a broken screen or a cracked screen in a couple weeks just by sitting there. So this was a really big downside for me, that I had a cracked screen. However, Smallhd Focus does come with a screen protector, so I do recommend you to put this one on before you use it, because this can end up saving your screen. However, the Atomos Shinobi does beat Smallhd Focus in their robustness of the quality, the build quality. The Smallhd is also a little smaller and a little more compact than Atomos Shinobi. Atomos Shinobi just feels like it has more weight to it. It just feels a little more bigger. Supposedly, if you're using it on a gimbal or something as a side monitor, it can actually be quite heavier than Smallhd Focus. So I do recommend for you to, if you're using it for a gimbal, do go for the smaller version, Smallhd Focus. It'll just be better on your arms, better on your performance throughout the day if you're shooting long periods with a gimbal and a monitor attached to it. I would go with the smaller version. So next up, I'm going to be talking about the battery exclusions. So I already had a bunch of NP-F550 batteries laying around because these come in handy for a lot of lights. So I had these laying around and I actually used them for both of my monitors here to test it out. And Atomos Shinobi just has this little compartment where you can click it, and it has like a clickable battery exclusion thing that you can just pop your battery right out. So it really becomes easy to pop your batteries in and out of the battery inserter, because you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your recording time at that point. So it was really helpful for me, at least, having this little compartment here that I could just press down onto, and then it will make sure that my battery is loose to take out. Now the Smallhd does have a little bit more weird but a complex system where I used the same battery and it was just a little tight on it, so I wasn't able to, you know, produce the same I wasn't able to do it fast enough. It would take me a little bit of tinkering around to make sure that I took it out safely. It does have a little latch that I need to press down on to take out my battery, but in the same case it was just taking me a little longer and it wasn't that user friendly. Right up next, I'm going to be talking about how both of these monitors have almost similar input systems. So they both have SD card slots in them so that we can load LUTs. Smallhd Focus actually comes with some built-in LUTs that you can apply right away and use them while you're shooting, so you don't have to worry about actually loading any LUTs off of your computer onto SD card and then onto this monitor. However, so Smallhd Focus does win with LUTs because it already has some built-in, but at the same time Atomos Shinobi also has some great features where you can just plug in your LUTs, chosen ones, and you can just apply them on your monitor right away and use them from there. So apart from SD card slots, they both have microphone jacks. They also this is where they go different is Atomos Shinobi actually comes with a full HDMI port, where, you know, it's a good and a bad thing at the same time, because you may have some HDMI cables laying around, but you probably won't have a micro HDMI that can go into your camera, such as my Sony A7 Mark III. So in that case, you know, you might want to look into buying the right cable, because I had trouble buying the right type of cable for this, and it was just quite a hassle. And as I said before, the price does end to match up with the Smallhd Focus. So on the other hand, you also have the Smallhd Focus, which actually comes with bunch of different ports for HDMI options, so you have more options to actually plug in your camera, and depending on the wire that you get, most likely you will be getting this wire within your monitor box, and then you can just plug it into your camera and you're basically ready to go. Instead, on Atomos Shinobi, you'll be wasting some time online looking for the right wire and ordering that, and also the right mount for this monitor. Apart from, you know, just the ports, I think that Smallhd Focus actually gives us a really good interface where the wires basically stick right into this point. It's really amazing how they worked on this user experience part, that, you know, it just doesn't take that long to plug in your wires. So being able to plug in the wires through HDMI ports and, you know, all that flexibility and the mounting, how a Smallhd Focus does actually come to match up right with the Atomos Shinobi here. So the build quality wise, I think I do have to give it to Atomos Shinobi, but at the same time, functionality wise, I think both of them do match up equally, just as much as the price point. So but at the same time, Smallhd Focus is smaller and it's a little more portable than the Atomos Shinobi, so you might want to look into that, what your uses are. So for example, if you're using it on a tripod, I would definitely go with the Atomos Shinobi, just from, you know, talking about the build quality of it. So next up, I'm going to be talking about the user interfaces, the softwares of both of these monitors. Both of these monitors actually come with really good user interfaces. They're actually very user friendly, and you can use them on any sort of you know, difficulty level. However, I think the Smallhd Focus does have a better user interface, where, you know, you can basically understand it on the first go, while on the Atomos Shinobi I had to tinker around a little bit, use it for a couple times to understand how everything works. For example, simple flipping the screen on Smallhd Focus is, you know, automatic, and right now I'm using it on top of my camera, and right after placing it there, it automatically flipped the screen, while on Atomos Shinobi I had to go to the screen settings and change my orientation of the monitor so I could see it flipped, and, you know, use it back and forth. Also, you're going to be doing this a lot, because, you know, this is just whether if you want to see it in front of the camera or behind the camera, you want to make sure that you can flip around your screens and get the best use out of it. I think this is also the place where the arm mounted on top of not on the top of, but on the side of the Smallhd Focus really helps, because it does have a mechanism where you can lock it and you can rotate as you would like. So So talking about user interface, I think Smallhd Focus does have a little bit of leverage on this part, and I think it's quite fair to say that Smallhd Focus does win slightly on this part. Next up, but most importantly, I'm going to be talking about the quality of both of these monitors, because that's what you're using these monitors for, to checking focus, checking the color. I think the Smallhd Focus also in this case has slightly sharper and better image quality. This image quality that I really prefer is because it's crisp for every single pixel that I'm looking at. However, on the Smallhd, on the Atomos Shinobi, I'm able to see some pixels coming out and popping, especially in low light and performances and stuff. I'm not able to get the same depth out of the monitor, so I feel like it's not much of an upgrade from my phone, because on Sony mirrorless cameras I have this option that I can view every single thing on my phone as well. So comparing it with my phone is also a big no side to the quality, because at this point I'm comparing it to, you know, a wireless transmitter at that point. I'm probably looking at something around 480p on my phone, and I'm comparing that to, you know, an Atomos Shinobi, which cost me an extra $450 including the accessories. I feel like it's not the right choice for me, at least. To conclude this whole comparison video, I would say that I would definitely go with the Smallhd Focus. However, there are a couple tips that I prefer to go with from the beginning. One of them being, put on your screen protector as soon as you open up this monitor box. It will prevent any scratches, any cracks, and it'll just give you better quality and last you a little bit longer, because you'll be taking care of your products a little bit more. To wrap this up, I would like to say that, you know, however I chose the Smallhd Focus over the Atomos Shinobi, there is not a quite clear winner, because I completely prefer this monitor because of, one, its compact size, two, because of the quality, and three, because of, you know, how good the user interface is. I like to shoot and save my time. I do not prefer, you know, especially because I'm shooting weddings at times, I wouldn't like to waste my time, you know, just tinkering around with the user interface and trying to figure out things at the wedding. However, I like to, you know, just be ready for my shoot, and if I need 20 minutes to set up my monitor on something, however that number is not true at all. That's super exaggerated, by the way. So if I need to spend a lot of time on figuring out how to use this monitor at the shoot, I wouldn't prefer this as well. So also I want to give my setup to someone else who's not quite so well versed with this monitor. I would also like for them to, you know, save their time and just pick up my setup and go from there. With that said, I would like to conclude this video saying that, you know, it's really up to you and your quality choices. So you need to figure out for yourself off of this review, which monitor do you prefer for your own uses. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, concerns, or if you just have any, you know, nice things to say, please make sure to comment them down below, as I will be replying to any questions that I receive on the way. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you in the next one.